Hi, welcome to She's So Vegan. I'm your host, Billy Lee, and one of my best friends, Gia Gunn, my sister, is here.
Hi.
And I was like, Gia, what are we gonna make when you come over? And she said,
Ramen. Vegan ramen.
Vegan
right?
ramen. And I love ramen. So I was like, yes, let's do it. It's a little bit of a challenge for me because I'm not the best at cooking it, but I was excited to do it and I really hope that she likes it. So let's get started.
Perfect.
I have right now the miso broth and vegetable broth that is boiling.
Ooh, it smells straight from the Japanese restaurant, honey. Loving it.
Okay, so we're getting that going. I already have it a little preheated. I'm waiting for it to come to a boil. I love celery and I love how it gives it that flavor. I don't know, just for me, it just really satisfies me. Also that crunch, you know?
I love it.
I love a little crunch.
Okay.
So I did 2 stalks. I cut them up. We're gonna add that in there. I always try to do the first, I don't wanna burn you. I always try to do that first because it does take a little bit longer for that to soften up.
Yes.
And then we're gonna add our mushrooms. I slice the mushrooms. I personally am not the biggest fan of mushrooms, but for some reason I like them in my ramen.
Yeah.
I feel like it gives it another texture and it gives it some more flavor and it gives it that meaty flavor.
Well, plus we need like some kind of proteins too,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah, there's protein in here for sure.
That's like one of my issues with like since not eating meat. I'm having trouble like feeling full for longer periods of time. So I need your help in educating me too on how I can, replace the meat properly and not with carbs.
Yeah, no, that's definitely my problem too.
Mine too. So,
but here's the thing, there are.
Should we add them?
Yes, please. There are so many options, plant-based options for protein, even pumpkin seeds. We should grab you a bag of pumpkin seeds, just snack on them throughout the day. It's really high in protein.
oh my God, that's gonna fill me up.
Yeah. Okay, and then we're gonna add our garlic.
Okay.
This is
it's just like whole.
Yeah, it just gives it a nice
flavor.
Okay. And have you ever had soup where you like bite down on like a nice chunky piece of garlic? Oh,
that's my first time seeing
that.
Okay, well, learning different things here at She's So Vegan. She's also whole garlic. I live.
And then I got this avocado oil.
Okay.
And for me,
love a good avocado.
Love a good avocado. I put it all over my body, in my vagina. It's just the best.
Not in.
Girl, I use coconut oil in my vagina, to be honest.
Yes, I used to use it for lube until it was just like too much.
Well, what do you use for lube now?
Oh, just regular.
Oh,
yeah, or just good old fashioned spit. Isn't that more vegan?
I think it's organic.
Okay.
Honestly, whenever I see lube, it brings me way back to my days, like way back, like 10 years ago. Now I just use coconut oil.
Oh, She's So Vegan.
Okay, so and then we have just a little bit of agave, just to add a little sweetness.
Should we I feel like we should be stirring this.
You know what? Actually, you should be stirring it, and I need you to chop up some of these onions.
Perfect.
Yes. I'm gonna stir this. Just a little, it smells so good.
So we want the ends, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Because some people just like the ends, some people like...
Yeah, so cut up, exactly, and then save a little bit on the side just for garnish whenever we get our bowl going. And I'm not gonna add the actual noodles, which are vegan, until this becomes a nice boil, and then we're gonna wait about 2 minutes.
Okay.
We don't want the noodles to overcook.
What are some good places where people can find like vegan food or like vegan groceries?
Yeah, well, there's really cool places even online.
I mean, we love Trader Joe's.
Yeah.
But sometimes I feel like their selection for like actual like, I don't know, like plant-based meats or stuff isn't that big.
I honestly go to 3 different grocery stores. Like I live at a grocery store. I feel like I'm always there.
And she's always walking too.
Yeah, I'm always walking with like a bag lady with all my bags.
Should I put this in?
Yeah, put it in. And then just save a little bit for the garnish.
For the garnish?
Yeah, throw that in there.
Gorge.
Yeah, I love some green onion. Okay. But yeah, honestly, I go to a few different stores, and then also now that there's places you can shop online, like Amazon, there's other grocery stores online that you can, especially if you're in the Midwest and you don't have necessarily access to like a Trader Joe's.
Mm-hmm. Wait, they don't have Trader Joe's in the Midwest?
Not in my hometown in Indiana. I don't know, but you know,
I grew up in Chicago, and we definitely have Trader Joe's.
I think just because my town's small, but we do have an Aldi's, which is owned by Trader Joe's.
Oh, okay.
Or Aldi's owns Trader Joe's. Okay, so then we're going
Let's
to.
not scare the Midwesterners.
You know.
There's no Trader Joe's open, so good luck.
And we're adding. You can do soy sauce, but I am doing liquid amino.
Amino acid.
Amino. I always like aminos. And it's like, no, amino.
So all of this, right? I love a good cilantro.
Yeah, put it in there, girl.
I
Put it in there. Perfect.
Are we gonna actually be able to like taste this?
Yes, girl, you came over to eat.
Oh, okay.
Hello.
Well, I didn't know. I mean, you had like a high date or something after, and I was just like the hired help. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time, you know?
Oh my gosh.
This is already smelling so good.
I know, it's really good. Wait, so you know, I've never seen an episode of Drag Race with you on it.
Good.
I say the same thing about Vanderpump
Bless
Rules.
you.
Yeah. But people are like, oh, you and Gina are friends. I'm like, yeah. Like, I don't know, like, the celeb side of you. I only know, like, the yoga.
Yeah.
Like, my girlfriend and my sister's.
And I love that, you know, like, here in Hollywood, it's so hard to actually connect with people, especially within the industry. So I really do value the friendship that we have developed because it's been very organic. And so anyway, I mean, yeah, I was on the show in 2014 as like, you know, a drag queen. I hadn't transitioned yet, and it was great. It's given me pretty much everything I have in terms of my platform and blah, 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 blah. And then, you know, I went on my own journey after that, and then I decided to transition, and what was that, like 2017 I came out, so just like a couple years ago. And, you know.
She's a baby.
Yeah, baby T. And then I just reappeared as the first openly trans woman in 2019, just last year on All Stars, you know, and RuPaul gave me the opportunity to come back as a woman and to compete even after he said that he wasn't going to cast trans people on his show ever. And so I was basically used to come and give that representation because they lost a lot of love on the show after him saying that, because the show is obviously supported by many trans and gender non-conforming, you know, individuals.
Do you feel like you were used as a token? Because I felt that way, even with my experience on TV. I felt like they needed like that extra push. They needed, oh, let's throw her in there because we represent. But really, there is no one really LGBTQ in my cast, and even people of color. So I very much felt like, oh, they're using me as this token. Did you feel that way at all?
Oh, for sure. I mean, and I knew it going in. And so sometimes I'm just like, well, why did you do it? But honestly, I think there is so much more value in just having representation, right? As a trans person, there's not a lot of visibility out there. And I think those of us that do have the opportunity to give not only ourselves, but the community visibility, I think is a good thing. But I do hate the fact that people either cast, you know, like you were casted as the trans one, not as Billy, just the woman. Right. You were casted as the trans woman. And then they made it all
about my trans experience, which, like, there was so much more, but of course that's what it was a token, you know? Like, let's shed light on this because people will watch and it's drama.
So we've been used and abused by reality TV shows, but we are here now living our truth, and honestly, I think Drag Race, as I'm sure deep down you do think that
I'm so
for giving you, I mean, we probably wouldn't be here today and doing what we're doing, or maybe even know each other if it wasn't for our beginnings. And I think it's so important to remember where you started, but more importantly, focus on where you're going.
Yeah. I always try to bring it to the gratitude, you know that. I love working on my gratitude, and as much as I really didn't vibe and feel well doing that show, I still am so grateful for the experience. I'm grateful that people got to see trans women actually work, so it was really cool. Okay, Gia, I know you love to stir the pot.
Oh, she's spooking me. Okay.
So stir the pot.
I'm gonna go ahead and stir the pot.
And then I'm actually going to do this with my hands. They're clean. I just don't want to splatter.
Okay.
we're adding in the last 2 ingredients, which are really soft ingredients and they cook really fast, and that's gonna be the spinach.
Oh, look at spinach.
Yes.
And this cooks fast,
It
right?
cooks really fast, and we already have this up high to a boil.
I mean, this is a great lesson for me because, you know, the only thing I know how to cook is like eggs, and usually I burn them. So,
Girl, yeah, this is gonna be great.
you're such a good cook. Like, I think I'm just gonna like buy groceries and put them at your house.
Okay, so we're gonna bring this to a boil for just 2 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, so while it's stirring, also having a little bit of salt helps, and make sure you say vegan salt is a smoked salt, so it brings in this really nice smoked flavor. There's a lot of S's in that. She's so vegan smoked salt. I was like, damn. So Gia, what's going on? What's coming up for you? Because I feel like you're always off somewhere, running around.
Well, I was gonna ask you what's going on with our podcast.
Yes!
Billy is producing me a podcast,
Yes.
so I'm looking forward to obviously doing that. I think it's time
Absolutely,
for me to
done.
time for me to get my voice out there. Time for people to hear from me, and you know I have a lot to say, and I think my supporters, they want to know more about me off television, because like as you can see. Off of TV, I'm a very like normal, fun, I think, kind of person to be around. So I want to show that side more. I'm also working on building more bilingual content on my YouTube channel, trying to take YouTube very seriously this year. So I built an at-home studio, and I'm really just getting all of my ducks in order to be able to produce more Spanish and English content. Because I think the Latin community is kind of being left out of like everything that us influencers are doing.
Yeah.
And so I really want to capitalize on that, and also just still working on my shows. I'm trying to come up with a one-woman show. This is me, Gia Gunn, which would be like an hour show basically of just me and telling my story through theater and dance and speech and drag and all of it, you know? So that's what I'm really trying to manifest this year.
Manifesting.
Manifesting.
Okay, so it's done. I just turned it off. It's still.
I'm not being very patient with this because, honey, I'm so hungry. But
okay, so I'm going to serve us.
yes, serve me, mama.
I like to use the tongs to really get like the noodles and stuff in there first, and then we can put some sauce. Look at that.
So delish. Get in me now.
Well, the thing that can go wrong, and I've definitely done this before, is I've overcooked the noodles.
Okay.
So you have to be careful.
That would have been me. I probably would have burned the whole thing.
Well, the vegan noodles are a little different anyway, because there is no egg in them, so they do act a little different. They are a little tiny bit different texture, but they're still really, really good, and you just have to be careful not to overcook them, which is the same with every noodle.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to serve us. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks so good. I'm so hungry.
I know, and I even got cute little chopsticks.
Yes.
No.
Okay, I have to show you a little rule that we learned growing up with the chopsticks.
Okay.
So, you know when you break them apart, you are supposed to rub them together to get the little wood chips off. I did this one time on a date, and he was like, "Are you trying to start a fire?" I was like, "No, I'm just trying to get the wood chips off of the thing, because, you know."
Yeah. Are you trying to start a fire?
Yeah. Not yet. Okay. Should we just dig it? I want to try the broth first.
Okay.
Yeah, like. Oh my god, so good.
Really?
Yeah.
You be for
I too. I mean, I might just be like starved, but like, I think this is
I might
so
just be
good.
starved, but let me try it. I used vegetable broth
Okay.
and miso broth.
Oh, okay. So miso broth and then a little bit of the vegetable broth.
Yeah, I feel like the avocado oil is a little like it's present. It's a little intense for me, but and then also I didn't use as much ginger as most people would because I'm not a huge.
You're not a ginger fan.
But it is in the miso.
Okay.
What would you tell people out there who are transitioning and that look up to us in any way? Because I already know my big thing is like, I'm always like, girl, be patient.
Right.
Because, you know, we think, oh, we're gonna go
Right.
away for the summer and come back this pretty butterfly. It takes time. But what would you tell people, or what do you tell people when people ask you for any inspiration?
Honestly, I think it's just remembering that being trans is a state of mind, not a state of being. I think so many people have the misconception that trans is what we see. It's not what we feel or what we think. And I constantly try to remind our youth and to people that are thinking about transitioning that first you need to be like mentally sure that this is for you, and all of the physical stuff will follow.
Yeah.
And also, mama, you better get on that vegan diet because the hormones are very hard on the body.
Thank you so much for watching, and Gia, thank you so much for stopping by. Please go to shesovegan.com and check out the recipes and all my videos. Please comment and subscribe. Thank you. Cheers.